Welcome back to another episode of Beauty, Business, and Mind podcast. It is October. We are in the last quarter of the year. This is such an exciting time. I know it's going to be busy season for all of us. It's the holidays. Everybody's trying to get pampered. Everybody's trying to get their, hair done, beauty services done before the holidays. So with that in mind, I really wanted to help you in today's episode to really, this was inspired by it's really looking even at my own business. It's the last 3 months of the year. And this is our busiest season. And I know that's so important that you actually schedule time to eat, schedule time to take off during the holidays, whether you celebrate Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, Hanukkah, whichever holiday or holidays you decide not to observe. It's so important that we're very mindful in our business, taking time off. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about decor in your business. I'm going to talk about taking time off and also finishing up the year strong. Different promotions during the Black Friday and during Christmas season or holiday season, different ways that you can promote your services without discounting. I am not going to be going, I do not like discounting. I will share a little bit of a story why I'm so against discounting. But with that, let's get to this episode. So first, it's so important that you have your next 3 months left for the year. Schedule time off, whether it's your birthday or the holidays or whatever it's in plan. Make sure you schedule it off or else it's not going to happen. I learned this really early on that when I have a date and I'm like, okay, I cannot book anybody in that date, I'm very strict about not booking for that date. So for example, currently I am in boxes. I am literally moving in 7 days. I'm moving to my new home. And it is a bigger space, but also like we need to buy new furniture for some furniture that we need for the house. It's a big move. So because we're doing that move, I have decided to change and arrange my schedule for work. So my first work day starts tomorrow. Usually I wouldn't be working on a Tuesday, but I am this time. So I start my work day tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be going into work. This is things that I planned ahead of time because I knew I was going to be moving during this time. I knew that next week I'm moving into my home. I'm unboxing everything, cleaning up and everything. It's a big thing. It's a big deal for me. I want it to be stress-free. And I also want to give the best possible experience for my clients. So I planned it off, right? I rearranged my schedule and made it work what was best for me. Do the same things for you if you can ahead of time. If you know that you celebrate, for example, Thanksgiving and you're like, yes, I know family's coming out of town, or I want to be able to have this time off to enjoy with my family or go shopping or do your traditions. Like for us, we go to the Christmas tree farm. We don't get a Christmas tree, but we just go to look at the animals and smell the trees. I know it sounds weird, but it's just our little tradition, right? So I'm planning for those things ahead of time. So look at your life, look at your schedule. Please plan out to the end of the year the time off that you need. Also with that, please schedule a lunch. It's so important. So make sure that you have a time, whether it's you get off at a certain time or you take a break so that you are able to eat or take a break and relax. During the holiday season, it can be a hard time for everybody. Not everybody celebrates holidays, and sometimes it can be very lonely for many of us. I come from a family, very diverse. So I was adopted when I was around 9. And my biological mom, which I have a relationship with now, she's coming down. So we're so excited. And I grew up with her part of my life when I was little. So I'm so excited I get to have like food and my sister and I, which is like spending time between both our homes. And this is a real fun and special time to have her here during the holidays because I don't think we've been able to do that before. Not to have her for like 3 holidays in a row. So it's a very special time for us as a family, for my sister and I. So I've scheduled different things around for my work schedule. And I'm just sharing that with you because that is a very special time, but also it may be kind of stressful, right? Because usually like I wouldn't have my mom here. So it would just be my sister and I. And the holidays can be kind of like, I get super excited for decor and I get so happy and my kids and putting traditions for them and doing little beautiful things that mean so much to them. But it can be kind of lonely. And, your clients, they are dealing with their own stuff Everybody's wanting something from them. If you're a mom or some of your clients are mothers, we need to go, shopping for holiday gifts and family members. So it's a lot of things going on, right? If she cooks, she has to cook too. I don't cook, thank God, so I don't have to worry about that. But needless to say, holiday season, please make sure that you schedule your lunch time off so that you can have the energy and the space for your clients. So something I do, being very transparent, is I book myself out in a way where I can either have breakfast and dinner and have an in-between snack in between my clients, or I'll go in early, have breakfast before work, go in early, and then be able to have my lunch time, which I usually take lunch a little bit later. That's just what I do. So schedule your work, day around like your schedule, and make sure that you're eating and you're resting and not overdoing it, because I used to be that person. I used to be the person that working up to the last day, squeezing people in, and it was just like, I felt so like by the end of the day, and then by the next day when I'm supposed to be with my family, holidays, be all happy and energized and like, hey, I was so drained and so exhausted. So that's just something that's really important to me, and also for my clients to have the best energy around me. So make sure during this holiday season, as we go to the last 3 months of the year, that you really plan out to have lunchtime for yourself. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about holiday decor, and this may sound a little weird, but I really want to do an emphasis with this. We all come from different backgrounds and different belief systems, and that is beautiful. That's what makes this world diverse. And I really believe that diversity and being equitable is that we all get to be different, that we all get to have different perspectives, that we do not have to agree on everything. Everybody gets to have their own perspective and what they believe in, and we get to be respectful though. Okay, respect is so important. I may not believe the same thing or agree with the things that you say, but I can be respectful about it. So I really want to thank my clients. I will not say who it was, but some of my beautiful clients have really been open to me about, what they believe in and traditions and all this stuff. And not all of them celebrate holidays that are very common here in the States, for different, personal reasons. And I respect them for that. So what I have done is I really make sure that my decor is like fun and bubbly and welcoming, but also that's not just to one holiday exclusively, okay? So let's say, for example, Halloween. I love Halloween. I know there are religions that are against it. And so Halloween for me is more like a fun thing. It's personal, but I am not going to like Halloween decked out my salon, because not all of my clients believe in that or celebrate that. So I'm being respectful and mindful of them, right? But my house, you better bet, there's pumpkins, there's Jack. I literally have Jack and Sally in my nails right now. Like, it's all out. Already pumpkin fall season started in September in my house. So October, it's all like Halloween. That's my personal space, but in my salon space, going to be different. So be mindful of that, right? Especially, with, Thanksgiving as well. That could be something like, people go yay or nay, or in between, or even like Christmas. I celebrate Christmas. I have clients that do not celebrate Christmas, but I am very freaking grateful for them. So I incorporate something in my business that's not necessarily red and green, but it's more like neutral, and also goes back into the whole essence of I appreciate you. I am so thankful for you. And I gift a little something special for them. And that's just my way of showing love and appreciation for them, but it's not necessarily tied to the holiday, right? So be creative. Think of different things, research things, and make sure that it's really aligned with your brand. For me, and my brand is being about diverse and inclusive. I want to be respectful for everybody, but I also want to show love to everybody. That's my love language is gifting, and it's not just material things. Sometimes it's gifting, like with words or written things. It comes in different forms how I gift things and how I gift love and show love. So I know that's part of my brand. It's really part of me, Celeste the human. So be very mindful of that. And, like we all have different brands and different brand values. Maybe your brand is all about Christmas or holidays, and that's cool. But, I just think it's so important that I did do an emphasis on decoration, because we never know, and we always want to be respectful, right? And I'm so grateful for my clients. They're so open to share with me their beliefs and things, so I can be respectful and mindful of them as well. Okay, so next, so we already talked about the core. We talked about, taking time off. So let's talk about ending the year with like the promotional side. I know it's only October, but by now we should know what we're doing. So we should have promotions going. And I want to do an emphasis on this, why I don't do discounting. I learned this very early on. So I used to be a big shopper. I would say I would probably have had a shopping problem, to be honest. Okay. I would like shop every single freaking week nonstop. I think that's a shopaholic right there. So I think I was a little bit of a shopaholic. Okay. I've recovered from that. I'm not like that. I'm not. I've changed. But anyways, so I used to be a shopaholic, and it would make me so mad when there was a promotion or something or a discount, and then the discount was gone, and then I had to pay full price for it. And it would make me hesitate to buy the thing, but I would end up buying it after like weeks of, trying to convince myself that it was okay to purchase at the higher price, although I was just discounted a few days ago and I missed the promotion. It took longer to purchase the thing. Not like today, when I go to a store, if I find something, because I don't shop all the time anymore. I browse all the time, but I don't shop all the time. I don't buy things. When I want to buy something, I buy it. That's it. It's done. So this has really taught me being in those two spectrums. And I want you to think about your ideal client, not what I'm telling you, but think about your ideal client, the clients that you love, that you're like, oh my gosh, I need like 20 million of them. Those clients, okay, how would they feel if you discounted a service sometimes once a year or sometimes for some people, and if they missed it, they didn't get a discount? Most likely or not, they're going to ask for the discount as well, okay? And this is why I don't like discounting services. First of all, it puts like this, it does devalue the original price. It really does when you actually discount something when it's based off the service. I mean, if you're going to discount something, right, maybe like travel fee, but even that, then you're taking money out of your pocket for the gas to get to the location. So this is why I really do not believe in discounting. I don't agree with it. I think that it's like shorter time to get to a location versus going a 3-hour drive to a location, yeah, the price should be different. I do believe in that. That makes common sense. But I don't think you should be discounting your services just because you're trying to get business. And it can be a very dangerous slope, right? Because usually when you're discounting a service, you're telling people this is the price range. So you're attracting people within that price range as well. So that's why I do not believe in discounting. I did it early on when I was building my book of business. I did. I took $100 clients, $150 models, and $200 models in the beginning of my career because I was learning new skills. I was implementing some new class, a technique I just learned as some new class. So I was discounting because it was something new I was learning and practicing on that person. But we're probably far beyond that, right? So that's just my belief why I don't believe in discounting, especially with the cost of products and things. Color, it's insane. I remember when I used to buy this one brand of color, which shall not be named here, for $6. And I think it was $6.08. And now each of the tubes are like $11.67. And that is a huge jump, okay? And that's what I mean. Product has only gotten more, so please don't discount your prices. I live in California as well, so, the price of beautiful weather comes beautiful price tags with it. And the gas has been going up here as well, so you just have to there's so many variables, right? Depending where you live and your cost of things. So I don't believe in discounting. That's just me. You can take it or leave it. But let's talk about promotions, okay? So something that I would really look at your reports. So for example, I use Gloss Genius. You can use whatever platform or software you use. You can look on there, run a report. What were your highest services last year? Look at that. So look, what was your number one most requested service? Look at your top 3 if you can. Those are probably the 3 services I would not be discounting, okay? Because those are your high, heavy hitters. You can see like those are the ones that people are booking the most. They're doing very well. So that is an awesome service to be like, okay, it's doing good. We're not discounting anyways, but those are 3 services I do not want to run a promotion on. Unless you want to be doing more of those services, I wouldn't be running a promotion on them. So I always like to look at my top 3. I know they're not going to make it on my promotion. I'm like, okay. So the promotion can be an add-on value, right? So think about different add-on values. So sometimes, like, like when we go from summer to winter, our hair is more dry, or maybe we're having, like maybe you, for styling, maybe you never offer like just heat styling in your salon, but you're going to run a promotion where you are going to offer just heat styling at the salon. That could be an additional promotion. You're not discounting things. Maybe it's going to be that one of your services that you want to start building up is going to come with a, free like trial size product, but you're making sure that there's margins and therefore profit, and you're not discounting or taking money out of your pocket, right? But you're running at it as a promotion together. You're promoting 2 things or promoting multiple things together as one, or you're promoting something special. A promotion doesn't always mean money off, doesn't always mean that it has to be something that you are taking a hit for. It can be literally like I just shared, like maybe you do not offer heat styling in your salon, so you're going to offer heat styling during this next 3 months as just a sole service. So that is something that you could totally do. And I just wanted to share that because I think it's so important that we like really great creative, but please don't discount your services. I really don't believe in that. I just really think there's so much abundance and there's ideal clients for all of us, right? Great clips, still great clips. They're still getting lots of clients. Ulta still has, lots of clients that would love to go to Ulta. Different style bars have, or blow dry bars or different, like the dry bar. They have their own products and they have their own things that are going on. Different colorists, that range from $100 up to thousands of dollars, because there are colorists that charge over $1,000 for hair. They still have their clientele and everybody's doing well. There is business and clients for all of us. So don't think that discounting is necessarily going to bring in clients. And also during the promotion period, maybe you're offering something different. Get creative. We forget so much simple things, right? Like our salon or our space, maybe getting a little revamp, maybe moving things around or changing things or decorating things, trying out something new. So in my salon, I have different pillows, and I bought some pillow covers for them, and they look really pretty. They were like suede, and I was like, ooh, I think it's gonna look so nice. I tried them on, I hated it. It ruined the aesthetic. I was like, no, they're too bright. So I took them off. Don't be scared of trying new things. I'm literally changing my stuff also in my salon this month. I just want a revamp. I want to change things around. I'm going to do little touch-ups here and there. And I'm just craving a new space, new energy intake. And with that, for me, when I want to create new energy, that's just the way I work. I love to clean and set up something new. So we're going to do an exercise here together today. So I want you to think about your favorite spot in the whole house. Okay? Where you live at, where's your favorite spot? And I want you to answer this for yourself. That favorite spot for you in the house, do you take more care of it, or do you like decorating it and switching it up more often because it is the most aesthetically or happiest place for you in your home? Because most likely than not, you probably do. And even if you don't like changing the decor, you probably like cleaning it more. You like it to look aesthetically a certain way because it feels some type of comfort and it makes you feel some certain type of way. For me, it's my living room and my dining room. It has to look and feel a certain type of way. And I'm so excited that we have a bigger space so my little girls' toys can get out of my freaking living room because it drives me nuts. But she is a little girl, so, she'll have her own little special corner space for her toys now. Those are the things I want you to think about. During this holiday season, it doesn't always have to be giving discounts or maybe offering a new promotion if you don't want to. Sometimes it can just be changing up the decor space, maybe changing the scents in the salon, maybe it's changing the different things that you do in the salon during the holidays, maybe adding something a little extra. And I'm going to let you in a little bit into my business. So I am a colorist first, okay? So that's how I got into all of this, was through color. And something that I know with hair is during winter months, hair takes a harder hit. Okay, like it's cold outside. We do more heat into it, because let's be real, the frizz is real. Like my hair is frizzy AF, and I go through more heat styling in the winter than I will through the summer. It's just a reality of things. It's also colder, so I'm willing to do more styling to it because I'm not gonna be like super hot by the end of it. So everybody goes through more heat. Okay, there's holidays, there's parties, whatever it is, whether you celebrate holidays or not, we all tend to do more heat to our hair during winter. So the products that I use on people's hair and my clients' hair is different during winter. And that's part of the experience through the end of the year, through the holiday, this next 3 months, right? Which is October, November, and December. So start planning out for that. And also during this busy month, I really want to emphasize today in the importance of start booking for January and February. It's so important that for me, if you were going to run a promotion, it would be like, if you get a service done this month, then in January, get blank, or like schedule this and you'll get, 2 for the price of 1. Like, I know I see people do that sometimes. So I'm not saying to discount, but I just want to give you an example. So I see people do sometimes like 2 for the price of 1, right? Or 2 for 1 half off. But they'll be like, okay, so if you get 1 service done today, then next time when you come in, anytime after January 1st, 2024, you get the service half off, And it could be maybe for promoting a new service that they're going to be offering at their space. But they're putting in the timeline, okay? So make sure that you start looking at your books. Like, is January a busy season for you? Like new me, new hair. Sometimes people do that, so you're not even worried about that. I know for me, February is the busy season. Everybody's getting ready, Valentine's Day and just like self-love type of month. So it tends to be heavier. And from there on, it's busy time for me. It's weddings and hair color. So it's really busy for me from February on. So if I was going to pick like a slow-ish kind of month, I'd probably say January, I guess. January is probably my slowest season. But I love that. I don't mind slow time. And as I'm telling you today that I'm not big on promoting for discounts or, like 2 for the price of 1. Like, no, I'm just sharing with you what I've seen people do. But the importance of having dates on there, be very specific how they can use it, when they can use it, right? Even with your promotions. I really want to emphasize that we need to allow abundance in. Abundance requires rest as well. It rained here on Saturday and it was pouring down where I live, in the city I live. And the next morning it was cold and I went on a walk. I went on my morning walk, which I'm about to leave to my morning walk right now after this podcast episode. And when I went on my morning walk, because, it had rained so much, everything looked more green and fresh, and you could smell in the air like this freshness and renewed energy. And maybe it's just me because I love fall so much, but I could swear to God, I could freaking smell it in the air. And I'm sharing that with you because that rest and that time period of just sitting there and allowing the water to penetrate the trees and all the flowers and all the natural, beautiful greenery around was needed. How can you receive more in your life if you feel like you don't have enough time? I keep seeing these posts and I can feel in my sense that transition is about to happen. But abundance needs to be allowed in. Do you know how many times I've taken days off, or I've been on vacation, or I'm just like, I need to slow down right now, or I'm going to take a week off? I do it. I do it when I need it. Or I'm going to go on vacation, so I'm not going to work for 5 days. I'm not going to work for a whole week. I'm not going to reply right away to that, send out those emails like the people tell me. We need to allow room for abundance. Room for abundance is so, so important. During those times of quietness and stillness, I've gotten emails inviting me to events, inviting me to do big things. The Pinterest TV thing happened in one of those time periods of rest and where I allowed abundance to come in. And I really, truly do believe that in order to also have an abundant life, you need to be willing to receive, right? Just like when we receive money from our clients and we're grateful for it, we don't feel bad because, oh my gosh, I charge X amount of dollars from my client. No, thank you so much. I appreciate this. This is beautiful. You feel abundant and you're so grateful because you know that money coming from your client to you is going to help you bless other people and, like pay for other things that are going to bless other homes. That's how I see money. I see money like this abundance type of like vehicle that helps me not just for myself, but also helps me other people around me. And it's this beautiful river that flows throughout, and I'm able to disperse it in different ways, right? The more that we start switching our mind with how we feel about that, the more that we can allow in. So I really wanted to invite you also in this period, which I know can be counterintuitive to take time off. Take time off for what matters to you. If it's to be with a family member, if it's to go to do a kid's thing. I'm actually going to be taking a day off to go take one of my kids on a field trip with them to a pumpkin patch. Little things like that. I just think it's so important that we take the time to do things that matter. Because at the end of the day, this weekend, I was listening to this song. It's called Bigger Houses. You can go ahead and listen to it on Spotify or wherever you listen to music. It's called Bigger Houses by Dan and Shay. So it's a country song, okay? But it's a brand new song from them, and I love it, and it's so true. This past year and a half, I've been fighting in silence for justice for this horrible crime that happened. And I'm not going to go into details, but now that the court's done and all the case is done, and I've been focusing on healing more, I've realized even more now in my life, although I thought I knew more and I appreciated things, I've realized now more than ever that it's the little things that matter. It's how I get to pick up my kids after school. It's how I get to spend time with them during the holidays, to just be with them around the house and make memories. It's being able to take time off. It's being able to see them laugh. It's able to see my daughter talk even more. Those little things that we think don't matter so, so much in life. And that's what really matters in life. My legal, guardian or parent, my grandpa, I call him Grandpa, Tom, he passed away and, years ago. But his presence still with me. I love to bake because he taught me how to bake. I love to camp because he taught me how to love camp, because I hated camping. He's the one who taught me how to love it because of the memories we created when we would go camping. Although I was freezing my butt off at night, it's those memories, the marshmallows, the fishing. Although I never learned how to fish because I sucked at it and I didn't like the gooiness of it. All those different things, right? Like all those memories, everything I am, the trips I take with my children, the RV trip that we took over the summer with my sister and, her husband and her kids and my kids and my husband. All those beautiful, crazy things that we do has a lot to do with how my grandpa brought us up. He's no longer here on this earth, but his memory of those beautiful moments is what matters. And he had a very abundant life as well. And he gave so much more to the community. He gave so much more to others as well. And so now opportunities are presenting themselves where it's not just about business and it's not just about promoting. It's also how can I give back in other ways in my life that don't just mean in regards to just business, but also as a human being that are going to make me, live a little piece of something good on this earth, right? So during this holiday season and during this really heavy time for a lot of us, because I know we're going to be booked and I know, I know how you feel. I know it's very it's a time where there's a lot of demand on you. Please make time for yourself. Please schedule days off. Please don't discount your services. Remember, you can promote different things, and promotion can be a simple thing as hey, we changed the decor. Or, hey, we have this new scent that we're going to be used. Or, hey, we have this new product I can't wait to use for you during this winter cold months to hydrate your hair. It doesn't necessarily need to be a discount, okay? So there's so many beautiful ways to promote things, promote yourself on social without discounting. Remember, plan ahead. If January is a slow season for you, maybe this is the time to start looking into booking or doing a special promotion just for January. Start thinking ahead, but most importantly, please treasure yourself and your life and the people that you love to be able to do what you need to do. I did want to end this episode with, I also know, because I was a single mother at one point, I know being a single mother can be tough, and sometimes we don't get the luxury to take time off. And we don't get the luxury to say no, and we don't get the luxury to be as much home and do as many things with your children. But one thing never changes is when the time that you do have with your kids or with the people you love, that time that you get to spend time with them, is the quality that you give to them, not the quantity, the quality. I've learned that. Now that I'm in a different position in my life where I get to be more of a mom and more of a stay-at-home mom than a working mom, my role has switched. And just with one of my children, I've learned that what he remembers during that time when I was single mom, although there was things that we did, struggle with, he does remember how much I love him. He does remember the things I did for him. There's certain things that he does remember. And that's what matters to me. Is those traditions, is that he knows that he was loved no matter what, and that I'm also helping him with his abundant mindset, although he's just a child, because I want him to have an abundant life, that we can go through ebbs and flows in life, and that sometimes maybe we'll have less resources than others, but love is always abundant, and love can always be there, whether you have a lot materialistic or not a lot materialistically. Your happiness is based on you. It's not based on the material things. And abundance and love can always be there. It just may look different for you, and that's okay. So this podcast episode was not to judge anybody. This podcast episode is not so you'll be extra hard on yourself if you can't take time off. This podcast episode is just to give you different ideas and start thinking about this really heavy, busy season for all of us in the beauty industry. Also of the importance of taking care of your needs, taking time away for yourself. And sometimes that's not going to mean they're going to go get a facial. Sometimes it's just like today, I was able to take my girls to school. I was able to enjoy a yogurt by myself in silence with my pumpkin spice candle. And I'm able to do this episode in quietness. And I'm so grateful with gratitude with that I get to leave this space and go into a new space, to a new beginning. And you never know what each of us are handling in our private life. So give yourself the space that you need for that. I hope this episode was super helpful for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you back here next week. Bye, love.